guys, welcome to this week's vlog. This week I want to talk to you guys about one of the reasons I didn't have a vlog up last week. And that's because I was at the Kentucky Junior Classical League's annual conference. Every year, there's a group of officers that plans a convention every year. And it's a 3-day weekend, or it's 3 days, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's kind of switched places a little bit. My freshman year it was down in Louisville. My sophomore year it was up by where I live, and then again this year, or last year my delegation didn't go, and this year it was down in Louisville. And it's a really exciting weekend. I know a lot of you guys zoned out when you read like the title, like Latin convention, what the hell, like is she crazy? And the answer is no. So let me just kind of start talking. So Friday night we got down there, my friend and I drove together, we kind of jammed out to a little bit of Backstreet Boys, a little bit of the radio, a little bit of everything. We had a lot of fun. And so, in fact, before we even got down there, we went to a store because we have a pixie stick addiction, and we wanted to get some to take down with us because, you know, you don't get a lot of sleep on this kind of thing. So they didn't have it. So we're like, okay, well there's this other store down the street, we'll just go get them from there. So we went and we got ourselves some pixie sticks, and it was a lot of fun. We got, my friend kept getting like joked about, like she kept, like that she was addicted to them, and then we kept doing them, like my friend would keep them in her purse. It was great. So we get down there, and one of the first things that they have after you check in is they've got spirit competition. They've got 3 of them every day, and that's why actually I didn't have a video, because I had lost my voice screaming. I lost it for I think at least, I didn't completely lose it, but it was very in and out for like 2 days. Like Sunday, Monday, and then it was a lot better Tuesday, but it still wasn't great on Tuesday. So what spirit competition is it's 15 minutes of you, like all of the schools that went screaming their heads off of their cheers. Or like I think we were to do our cheers and our school song because we had like no cheers. And so Friday night we managed to place first in spirit competition in our division. There's 3 divisions: small schools, medium schools, and large schools, because my delegation of 4 could not have competed with like one of the other schools, which I think had like at least, there's schools that had like 10, 20 kids. So yeah, so my delegation of 4 of us, we managed to place in the spirit competition all 3 days. We took first place on Friday and won ourselves a nice puzzle, and then we took third on Saturday, and sadly, we took second on Sunday. We were kind of really hoping that we could have taken another first place, but I think that kind of was my one goal that weekend, was I want to win Spirit, because I'd never won Spirit and they always give away the best prizes. Like, come on, we got a freaking puzzle of the Coliseum. Like, you can't beat that. I think Saturday's prize for small schools was a bag of sand, which, like, come on, bag of sand, right? So, yeah, that was pretty neat. And I think Sundays might have been this little rooster. That might have been medium schools on Saturday. Anyways, so that was cool. And so we had that, and then we had like a general assembly kind of thing, and then we played human bingo. And human bingo, everyone, you know, they said, okay, well, if anyone has this, you know, be the first person to do this or bring us up this. And I went up for one of them, and I one of them was insult all of the officers, and I did, and I won that one. So that was cool. So that was pretty much Friday night, and then Saturday we kind of woke up. You have like a couple hours of testing, but it's really not that bad. The testing doesn't matter, so that's always really cool. And then you have another spirit competition, general assembly. And actually, funny story, after I got out of testing, there was a guy who I guess had known me. This guy comes up to you, goes, "Do I look at all familiar to you? Like, I know you from somewhere. I know you from somewhere." And I go, "Sorry, you don't look familiar at all." And he goes, "Oh, alright. Like, what do you do? Like, where could it have been?" Like, "I do bowling." He goes, "No, it's not that." And so it's like, okay, well, that's cool, you know, whatever. So we get out of General Assembly and we have lunch. And so after lunch, my friend and I decide to make our way to a costume contest. And this guy comes up and says, "Hey, you know, I'm bored. I'm gonna hang with you guys." So like, okay, that's cool. So we try to go to the costume contest. We failed to do that, or we failed to be able to find it, so we decided to go to impromptu art. And what we made was that, the picture when you guys turn on this video, yeah, that's what we made with him and like a bunch of other people. And so we go in there, we made this impromptu art, which was a lot of fun. And we get out, and so we start, talking to this guy because, we don't know him, like, at all. We figured out that I did know him. He complimented my belt at bowling one day because I wear a Doctor Who belt at bowling, usually. So that was cool. So we ended up hanging out with him for a lot of the weekend, and so yeah. So then my friend had to go do like a quick recall kind of a thing. I followed her. I followed her to that because the rest of my delegation was doing it, except for me because I don't like quick recall. And so so then I ended up walking out of that. Go like, okay, I'm gonna go see this Latin after the high school, Latin outside the classroom. Blah blah blah. We ended up running into him again, and we got pulled into, or I got pulled into a friendship circle with a different friend of mine, and yeah, that was a cool thing. But that was pretty much the highlights of Saturday, except for the part where we all sat around telling stories. I think at one point it was me, and the guy who I'd met over the weekend, and like a couple other people who we kind of started to become friends with, and we all sat around telling stories at one point, and it was a lot of fun. Sunday I think was had the most eventful morning. So I go to a Catholic school, so we got dragged to church. We got, we were told we had to go to church on Sunday morning, that we needed to meet down in the lobby at 7:30. We were all going to pile in the van, and we were going to go out. Or pile in the chaperone's van, and we were all going to go to church. Well, we were told to be down there at 7:30 sharp. My Latin teacher doesn't walk down till 7:30. We think we're running like 10 minutes late to Mass. We show up 20 minutes early. It's a stranger's baptism, and the Boy Scouts were there. It was quite the interesting Mass. Luckily, we got back in time that we could go take our stuff out to the car, and then still had time to hang out a little bit before spirit competition. So that was neat. And then we had our last spirit competition and our last General Assembly, and it was kind of sad because it was my last convention as a JCLer. Although next year I might join the SCL, which is the Senior Classical League, and go back to convention, so who knows. But yeah, that was Latin convention for you. So I'm gonna hope this is a shorter vlog. If it's not, I'm sorry, I had a lot of stories to tell. So I'll see you guys back next week, and stay cool. Stay cool.